Hello, it's Hannah the Bariatric Biologist coming to you with my 5-week post-op update. So here are my stats. My high weight was 243 pounds, which I now know off by heart. I don't have to read it, but I have to read the others. My surgery weight was 229.8 pounds and my current weight is 210.6 pounds. Last week I weighed 214.6 pounds, which means that this week I've lost 4 pounds, which is brilliant. It's exactly what I want. If I keep losing about 4 pounds, anything over 3, and I feel happy with, at least at this early stage. I know that later on it's going to drop even more, but 4 pounds a week I am extremely happy with. That gives me a total weight loss from my highest weight of 32.4. I think it's 32. Sorry, 30. I've written it somewhere. Oh yeah, 32.4 pounds. And I'm really pleased with that. So things are going really well on the weight loss front. In terms of other things, last time I did an update, I talked about kind of exercise and how I wanted to increase that. That didn't happen this week. I had a really busy week and I was usually working until I went to sleep. / couldn't work anymore and so had to go to sleep. So on Tuesday night I worked really late and I was planning to take my husband to go to Clubbercise. I'd managed to persuade him to go and then I couldn't go because of work. And then on Thursday I was meant to go to Zumba, but I had my evening appointment with my surgeon, which I'm going to also talk a little bit about. So that was alright. I mean, I drove for an hour because it was during kind of post rush hour traffic for what was 15-minute sit down that wasn't terribly useful. I talked about the whole not pooping issue and he said, well, once a week is perfectly normal. Okay, great. I talked about the whole every time I do go it's quite bad diarrhoea and he said it's not real diarrhoea. Real diarrhoea is frequent and watery. I was like, okay, well it's not frequent, but it is definitely watery. And he said it shouldn't be affecting my intake of water, it shouldn't be making me dehydrated, I'm just not drinking enough. Okay, I'm not drinking enough, I know that, so he told me off for that. And he said I needed to increase my fibre, but as far as I'm concerned my fibre is it's reasonably high. And I was worried that increasing my fibre would actually make the whole diarrhoea situation, which is, it's painful, it's not just a slightly loose stool, it isn't, it's painful, uncomfortable, slightly nauseating, not very nice. So I wasn't so sure about that, but I am going to try increasing my fibre. The problem is the fibre that I bought in preparation pre-op is fibrogel citrus flavoured, and since surgery I've gone off citrus, which is weird because it was my favourite thing beforehand. I don't really like lemon flavoured things anymore. I used to drink lemon squash, lemon flavouring in my water and loved it, and now I just don't really like it. So I'm going to try adding the fibrogel, but he also said Senocot or like Senna, that you could add that, and I know you can get unflavoured versions of that, so I might see if I can get that. Also Instagram have been giving me some other advice about some things that I could do because it's now day 10 of not pooping. So when I saw the surgeon it was only a week and I was still on the once a week I poop, but 10 days seems like a really long time, and I'm now convinced that it's actual constipation. I don't think there's going to be any diarrhoea. I think I can probably take any kind of anti-constipation remedies that would sort this out, because I think it genuinely is now. So I have bought milk of magnesia because I've also run out of my proton pump inhibitors and my GP is awful. So in order for me to get a doctor's appointment to get a pre-prescription of proton pump inhibitors, it's going to take me forever. And this, as a child, I always took as an anti-acid, not realising that it was also an anti-constipation remedy. So I'm going to try this because hopefully it might sort out the excess acid at the same time as the constipation. Now, there's some other things I'm maybe going to try after I've tried this, that people have been giving me advice on Instagram, but a lot of that I have to kind of order and wait to arrive. So this was in my local shop and it's liquid, so I don't have to worry about swallowing tablets. Though I'm worried about getting this down because if I remember I didn't really like drinking it before. Now things that I don't like to swallow make me want to throw up. So we'll see if this helps with the whole pooping issue, and hopefully I'll poop. So I'm still at work and that's going really, really well. I'm not feeling that that's a problem at all. I have to admit this week my calories have dropped again. My average calories last week was 735 and there were days when it was getting quite close to the 900s. And I thought that was because I was back at work. I was just eating more in total. And this week my calories have dropped down to an average of 644. But actually most days in the week I was in the 500s. And I think that's because I've been adding in solids. So up more recently I was on just purees and I'm now meant to be adding soft or crispy foods. That's not the same as crunchy foods. It says it on all the stuff I've got. So I'm allowed quite soft foods now, and I've tried lots of different things that have worked and I've tried things that don't. Broccoli. Said I could eat broccoli if it was really, really well cooked to the point where it's falling apart. That did not go down well. It felt like it was coming back up into my throat. I ended up making quite a lot of noises because of it sitting. It felt like it was sitting in my esophagus. So broccoli is a no. Soft-boiled eggs, however, 2 soft-boiled eggs is definitely a no. 1 soft-boiled egg is good. So I've basically been having a soft-boiled egg a day, which I am so pleased about because before that, when I was on the puree stage, I was having this kind of scrambled egg, which takes ages to make because you have to make it really smooth. So you mix it with milk and you have to stir it like you're making custard. It's like you're trying to make an extra thick custard so that you don't get any clumps of egg in it. And if I did get clumps, I couldn't eat it. But I would be standing over that pan forever because you had to just constantly stir it. So it's great because I love eggs that I can now have soft-boiled ones. And it's kind of nice because I know exactly how much of that I can have. I've tried roasted sweet potato, which was really, really good. I can also have crisp breads. And if I knew what those were, that would be great. I don't know what crisp breads are. And I've asked so many people. And every time they describe them or give me examples, I'm like, that's a cracker. And they go, yeah, it is a cracker. I'm like, so what's the difference between a crisp bread and a cracker? Is a cracker a type of crisp bread? And then they all look at me and go, I don't know. So actually, I don't think anybody knows what a crisp bread is. I've tried French toast, not American French toast. That's eggy bread. Not French toast. French don't eat eggy bread. I don't know why they call it French toast. It's not French. I've been eating actual French toast, which is like dried golden bread stuff. My husband buys it so that he can like scrunch it up and put it as croutons in his soup. It's that kind of thing. And I thought, well, that's crisp and it's bread, crisp bread. No, they didn't go down that well either. So at the moment, it's gradually adding these solid foods in a trial and error manner. Most of it is going down well. Olives went down brilliant. That wasn't even on the list of the things, but I thought, you know, I think I can have olives. And that went down so well. So I've got a fridge full of olives now because I adore olives and I can eat them. So that makes me really, really happy. And I think because I'm having the more solid food now, I can't eat as much as if I'm having liquid or puree. If I'm eating a soup or even something completely liquid, I can drink quite a lot quite quickly. But because I'm having the solids, I get full and have to stop and I can't eat or drink anything for a good half an hour afterwards, if not longer. So overall my calories have dropped slightly, I think because of that. Although having said that, my average is so high because of Friday. So on Friday I went to Brighton with work and I pretty much ate the entire day. I had so many smoothies. I took smoothies with me. I came home, my husband had made a smoothie. We went out to a coffee shop, I had a smoothie. And smoothies go down quick and they're reasonably high in calories. So, and I ate loads of olives and mozzarella cheese. So yes, on Friday, not yesterday, today's Sunday. On Friday, my calories were nearly 1,000. That's actually shocked me and concerned me because that to me sounds too high. And I would love your guys' feedback on what you were eating at about 5 weeks post-op. Were you having up to 1,000 calories, or is that excessive? Or am I thinking that it's excessive and it's not, and actually my most common calories of 500 a day is actually too low? I have seen somebody saying that her surgeon is saying that she should be at a minimum of 600 calories, and I'm frequently not at that. But then there are days when I go well over 600, so I'm seeing as my average that week was 644. maybe it's an average that we need to be looking at. So an average of between 600 and 800, but I'm not really sure. So I'd love your input to let me know what you think of that. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I don't think there is. It's going to bother me now. I'm sure there's something that I missed that I really wanted to talk about. Oh, yes. This may be overshare again, but this channel's kind of about me oversharing. Tom's come back. Tom time of month, that's what I call it. And it's not good. It's not terrible, but it's not good either. It's really, really heavy. And I haven't had ones like this for years because of the coil. And it has really, just at the end of this weekend, really knocked me sideways. I was having a lot of trouble with my vitamins before. I've sorted them out. But with things like iron, there was a good 2.5 weeks where I would not have been eating anywhere near the amount of iron I would have needed. And I'd have lost blood during the surgery. So now I'm very anemic. Like if you look in my eyes and you look at my gums, they're really pale. And although having the iron now, it can take a few weeks for your iron to actually have an impact on your red blood cell count. So I'm just quite struggling with it. I mean, I'm not eating very many calories and I'm anemic, and this is not usual and it's affecting my sleep quite a lot. So this weekend I have really struggled. I'm dizzy a lot of the time. But it'll be over soon, and other than this weekend I've been feeling really quite good and quite healthy this week, which is really great. But I thought I'd share that because I talked before about me being worried about them. And a lot of people came back saying, oh, all of mine have been normal, it's fine. Well, I now have one that isn't. So, but I'm still loving my sleeve. For me, it's been great. And it's going really, really well. So that's my 5-week update. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye.